Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Nice work.
How come it's not bigger? Well, thank you very much. Gary, before I start, can you please reintroduce me, not with all the letters and stuff. People, I am not the great Willard Eichela. I am not Mark Sertich or Lori, her athletic skills, or the hockey, Mark. But anyway, I'm just a damn umpire. And as an umpire, applause is, we never get it. So what I would like to do to really make me feel at home, please, is Gary, just reintroduce me, and I want, you know, stand up, cat calls. You want me to do it? Mark, your sister can flip me off. That's fine. But I want boos and cat calls, and now I'm going to feel at home. Thank you.
All right, here we go. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to get back into my coaching mode, and I can really do this well. I did it for 35 years. You stinking bum! How can you call that? Get up here and accept this award.
That's better. Willard, where are you, by the way? See, Willard, I wanted you to pretend like this was a 1970 state high school hockey tournament between your Edina team and Duluth East. Okay? And your great player, Bobby Krieger, cheap-shotted Duluth East great player, Scott Coydall. And I, as the head referee, threw Krieger out of the game. Okay? All right, I want to see what you would, well, I mean, what would you do?
Open your eyes.
That's only 2 minutes. I want to thank you all very much. I mean, for my wife and I to come up here, it's really a huge honor. And there's a couple people I really need to thank. When I was in high school, I loved baseball. And my baseball coach was Don Garnett. And Don coached East High School from 1959 through 81. And he was a damn good coach. I mean, I learned a lot about baseball from him. But I remember it was after practice, back then we practiced at Ordine, and it was during my junior year, and Don came up to me and he said, "Bobby, nobody has the passion and the love for baseball that you have." So I'm thinking, I'm pretty good. Then he continued by saying, "You can't play a lick." And you know, maybe you should look into the other aspect of this sport, officiating. And he's the first one to put umpiring in my mind. So I really need to thank him for that. And the other person I need to thank is my wife, Denise. I mean, she suffered with me for 38 years. So, being an umpire's wife, you got to be a mother and a father. And she did a damn good job at that. But one funny story I have about Denise was, in 1992, I got to work the World Series between Atlanta and Toronto. And Game 3, I was the second base umpire in Toronto. And Atlanta had Deion Sanders at second base, and Terry Pendleton was at first base. And Deion, obviously a Hall of Fame football player, but baseball, he really didn't know what was going on too much. So he's on second base, and the batter, David Justice for Atlanta, hit a long drive to deep right center field that Devon White made a circus catch for 1 out. Terry Pendleton thought the ball was off the wall, and he's running, and Deion didn't know what to do. He was still standing at second base. So Pendleton passed him, so I got that right. I said, "You're out." And now Toronto doesn't know what's going on, so they get Deion a rundown between third and second. Deion dives into second base, and I didn't know. I called him safe. This is before replay. I called him safe. And Toronto was happy just to get a double play out of it. So nothing was really said. So the game ends, and Toronto ends up winning the game. It would have been a triple play, which would have been the first triple play in Major League Baseball, I think, in the World Series since 1920 something. And so I'm in the locker room showering, and there's no, no media, which means that, okay, it must not be anything. And so I thought, hey, I got to play right. Well, showered up and got dressed and walked out to the parking lot where Denise is at the car waiting for me. She says, "Man, you kicked the hell out of that play in second." And I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Well, where I was, they kept showing it on over and over again. And he was out by a foot." I said, "Great." But anyway, I guess you had to be there. But anyway, it was, you know, this to me is really, it's awesome. I want to thank you very, very much, and it's, you know, it's an honor to be amongst all these great hockey players and football players, and I mean, there's a couple people in this audience that I think are more deserving than me. And but I want to thank you very much for this great honor. Duluth is my home, and God bless. Thank you.